Yachts for Sale and Charter YouTube channel here, opening a window into the world of yacht brokerage. And today, answering the question of what makes a yacht, but also answering the question of where am I and what do those two things have in common. So what makes a yacht a yacht? Well, before I answer that, I'll answer the question as to where I am today, because there's an interesting backstory to it. Due to a change in personal circumstances, and especially due to Brexit, I've decided to try to become a Monaco resident. So I had to fly to the United Kingdom, apply for a visa from the French, which will then allow me to apply for residency in Monaco. Everything has gone horribly wrong. My first interview at the French consulate visa place was cancelled or postponed due to an outbreak of COVID just hours before my appointment. So I had to stay on an extra week. Then I eventually got there, did my appointment, but they take my passport from me. So I'm currently stuck in the UK without a passport. It's not as bad as it might sound. I think I'm going to get the passport back this week and I can then get back to filming yachts in the Med again. But as you can imagine, it's a bit of a traumatic time. So I thought I'd film some vlogs while I'm here. Also, while I'm here, I thought this is a good opportunity to go to the gym and lose a bit of this belly that I've been carrying around. So I phoned up a local gymnasium, asked them if I could have a short-term membership, went there, and amazingly enough, the owner of the gym recognized me from this YouTube channel, which I have to say was somewhat of an ego boost. I won't deny that. As a result, conversations started in the gym about yachts and yachting, and this really cool guy called Tom, who's a member of the gym, came over to me. I say he's really cool because he picks up balls and starts juggling them and chatting to people in the gym, and he was juggling away talking to me, and he said, why don't you do a vlog about why a yacht is a yacht, why it's not just a boat, which I thought was a very good idea. So that's why I'm going to answer that question as to what makes a yacht a yacht. Can you just take a tugboat or a commercial vessel, stick a few beds in it and a few luxury cushions and then say it's my yacht? Interestingly, Wikipedia has a good definition of yacht. Wikipedia says that a yacht is a sailing or a power vessel used for pleasure, cruising or racing. There's no standard definition, so the term applies to such vessels that have a cabin with amenities that accommodate overnight use. To be termed a yacht as opposed to a boat, such a pleasure vessel is likely to be at least 33 feet or 10 meters in length and may have been judged to have good aesthetic qualities. And that is a very, very good definition of what a yacht is. I mean, you can't have a cargo vessel and call it a yacht. It has to be used for pleasure and it has to have some degree of luxury in it. But you can even go beyond that and get a piece of paper, a certificate that says that you have a yacht. Throughout the world, there are different organizations that actually classify a boat as a yacht. Probably the biggest one is called RINA. Now, you may have heard me mention RINA in other videos. RINA is the Registro Italiano Navale, the Italian Naval Register. Now, in Italy, they build more yachts than almost every other country in the world put together. So it's hardly a surprise that RINA has become a massive force in the world of yachting and of yachting standards. And they produce what's called a classification certificate. The way that they do that is that RINA representatives will visit shipyards while the yachts are being built. By the way, not just yachts in Italy, but also in the UK, in Germany, in Holland. It's quite a big international organization. And they need to know things such as how is the hull laid up. If it's a composite hull, they might even take core samples. Now, a core sample is when they take a little hole out of the hull so they can analyze the way that it's been made and ensure that it's made correctly, that the yacht's not going to start crumbling and falling apart, for example. They'll want to know about safety standards on the yacht. They'll want to take a look at the sound and vibration levels. And at the end of it, they produce what's called a class certificate, unless you're from the south of England, in which case it's called a class certificate. Each class certificate can have various annotations. So for example, if the yacht is particularly good on sound and vibration, they have what they call the RINA Comfort class. Or if it has particularly low emissions, then they have what they call the Green class notation. So you have your class certificate that says that it's a pleasure yacht, and then you have an annotation saying that it's a green class for the low emissions. But probably the most interesting one, you may have noticed that in many of my videos, I'll talk about a yacht having 5 cabins or 6 cabins for 12 guests. And if you notice, very seldom are there more than 12 guests, even on very, very large yachts of 80 meters, sometimes 90 meters, only 12 guests. The reason for that is that while it can take 12 guests, it's still considered a pleasure yacht. Any more than 12 guests and you become what's called a passenger yacht, and you have what's called passenger yacht code. By the way, that's not just ARENA classification, that's all of the various classification organizations that have passenger yacht code, because it's considered that if you're going to have 20 or 30 guests on board, you have to have an even higher elevated standard of safety on board. Now that can include, of course, every yacht has life rafts and fire extinguishers and anti-incendiary devices. But from the time that you become a passenger yacht, that has to be an even higher level. So for example, with life rafts are on all pleasure yachts. They're about this sort of size and basically have an inflatable life raft with provisions inside them. But if a yacht becomes a passenger yacht, they used to have lifeboats which were coloured orange. I don't know if that's still the case, but certainly it was. So there's this interaction between the designers of the yacht and the classification society to make the yacht look nice, but at the same time have all of the safety provisions that you need. The other interesting interaction, you'll have noticed that various yachts have various flags. And basically the owner of a yacht will choose the flag that they want. Obviously they're advised by their broker or by their lawyer as to what flag they should have. Often it's a tax issue as to where you want to flag your yacht. But the flags themselves have their own requirements too. So Malta is a very popular flag. Malta had a really favourable way of purchasing a yacht with a Maltese flag that allowed yacht owners to pay less in VAT. So as you can imagine, there's a rush of yachts all wanting to register their vessel in Malta. And at the same time, the Maltese flag state have their own requirements. They won't just let any vessel have a Maltese flag. So then you get RENA and the Maltese flag state talking to each other to make sure that the yacht is being built in the way that's acceptable both to RENA to issue the class certificate and also to the flag state. So I hope that answers the question of what makes a yacht a yacht. It's true that you can just buy a boat, make it a little bit more luxury and call it a yacht, but if you want that class certificate, you have to have it analysed by either RENA or Bureau Veritas or one of the other class organisations to get that class certificate. That's what makes a yacht a yacht. I'm not ending there though, because there was another question from a viewer that I wanted to quickly cover, and it was from Ian McClatchy. Now he watched the video that I did of Hansteiger. If you've not seen the Hansteiger video, I'm going to put a link on screen now. It was a very ambitious project, built in Spain, of a 64-foot trimaran. Actually, the videos that we produced showing both the build of the yacht and also the finished vessel have had, I think, over 500,000 views, probably closer to 1 million views now. And as a result, Hansteiger have given Northrop & Johnson the yacht to sell. We've had over 200 inquiries just from that video. We've had a new build project in negotiation, the sale of the actual yacht is in negotiation. Hugely successful video, but a lot of comments were made similar to this comment by Ian, who said that at 9 minutes and 58, this looks like a fairly tame sea state, and the low bulky bridge between the hulls is slamming into the water and blasting spray forward. Yikes, I wouldn't want to take this thing across the Atlantic. There was quite a few comments like that, so I wanted to address it because basically to give you some backstory to that video that we did. Hansteiger was an incredibly ambitious project. John Ordovas, who's the founder of the company and the owner of the company, put his soul into the design of that yacht, and I think did an amazing job, especially since right in the middle of the construction, COVID hit, and all of a sudden it was difficult to get parts and difficult to organise the workers. And so as the yacht came to a conclusion and to an end, John and myself were trying to find a time to do the video. COVID made that extremely difficult. So in the end, we took a day and we said we're going to do that video on that day, come hell or high water. And it was come high water. The weather actually was awful on that particular day. We had a lot of criticisms of the way on the video of the way that the sails looked. But remember that we were sailing that yacht in bad weather conditions, and actually the captain was the yard manager. So he's not a regular full-time captain. He was the yard manager taking the boat out so that we could get the video done. And I think he did an incredible job under very difficult circumstances. And this comment from Ian, and Ian, I absolutely take on board what you're saying, but it's an example that I spoke about in the last video about stabilizers, that sometimes when on film it looks like the sea is actually flat. It's not at all. We had terrible weather on the day of filming, so much so that my Italian camera crew was seasick. One of the actual crew was seasick. We took a chef on board who's not a yachting chef. He owns a restaurant that was closed because of COVID, and he came out with us for the day so he could get some nice footage of the galley. He was really seasick. It was incredibly rough weather, and I just wanted to let you know that because it's kind of an amusing story, and it also exemplifies the fact that you can't always tell from a video of exactly what the sea is doing. But I can tell you, it was a rough day. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that story. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did enjoy it and you want more in this style, do let me know. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any more of these videos. And remember, don't smash the like button, just delicately tap it with your finger.